Hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm Ben, and we're going to be continuing to sculpt on our big buff boy. I don't know, we haven't really given this guy a name yet. Maybe the chat, you guys in chat can come up with a name today. But the witch that we have been working on for October, we took a break yesterday to start something new here, and I'm going to continue that trend today. We'll get back to this for sure next week, probably tomorrow, but I kind of wanted to just take a little bit of break from that, try something new here, and we're using these heads over here as a reference. I think they're by Dong Chang. You can look him up on ArtStation. He's got a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, I just finished, or at least in our last stream at the end there, we were trying to do some quick remeshing here to our face. And I've kind of corrected a lot of that to get us some decent topology. The main points that I wanted to fix for us were just around the creases of the mouth and the eyelids. And I've got some nice edge loops around there, so I'm pretty happy with what we got. It's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely workable, which is our key goal here, at least for this portion. I wanted to try getting a little bit more of a flat face coming down from that brow to the nose. At least here in this head, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. I feel like the brow is just more forward than what I have. Or it's a combination of the brow being more forward and also the nose like being pushed in more and being more flat. So I can try maybe pushing and pulling some stuff around here. We can try to accomplish that. But I also want to maybe pull this nose out just a tad here. Get some more volume around the nostrils as those flare out. And then get that tucking back in nicely. And that geometry through there is not super clean, so we'll definitely take some time to clean up some of this stuff. And I guess as always, as some people are popping in here, welcome everybody. And as I'm going here, feel free to ask any questions. I can't bite you through the internet. But let's see here. This thing's all sorts of wonky. Let's try to curve this nostril back around. Just try to round that back out. Fix this transition into the nose. The nasolabial fold. Just kind of push some of this around a little bit. We got a nice star back there, which is totally fine. We'll make it work. And we'll just start to clean up and correct a lot of that. For the most part, I want to clean up that transitional line. So we got the line of the zygomatic, the cheekbone there, the line for the nasolabial. It's a little strong though, and I feel like the angles that we're seeing aren't exactly correct and on IP for our reference that we're using. So I'm gonna do some things to push and pull that around, get that a little bit closer to what I'm seeing there. But for those that are just joining us, hello and welcome. I see some more people jumping in here. What is going on, everybody? We're continuing to work on our head that we started yesterday. We actually started this towards the very end of our stream, so we don't really have a ton of time on this. But we're taking a break from our October witch, doing something a little new. I just remeshed this very quickly with ZRemesher. And now I'm going through and checking proportions, moving some stuff around, and cleaning up just as much as I can here. Thinking, how do I want to like flatten this out? It's almost as if this point is coming, it's like there's a break down from the ridge and then a break at the actual bridge of the nose there. So brow, hit, so like this. Let me do it with my lasso. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And that's the nose there. That's what I'm seeing, at least in this reference. Let's see if we can maybe capture that a little bit. or a little bit better than what we've done thus far. And then up here, let's see, kind of do this all at once. I'm gonna try thrusting some of this mouth forward a little bit more. Got like this very, I don't know, very volumetric mouth coming down from here. It almost feels like it's like rotating up from the jaw there. I think from our profile we're pretty close. I don't think we're there yet, but we are very close. I think we can start to trim out some of this brow and actually start to push that inner brow down. So from here up, right around there. We can lower that so it's a little bit easier to manipulate. And this, I think this will help us with our nose some as well. The eyebrows, once we put those in, will definitely help inform the directionality of our brows too. As I mentioned yesterday, I really like this style of face. It's like, I don't think it's a super hard style to achieve. And it's always really fun to sculpt like these hard-angled, angry buff boys, as we've been calling this guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's just you know, not super hard, really fun. You guys should definitely give it a shot if you're looking for something to sculpt. I would love to see, actually, if one of you guys are looking for something new to sculpt, try one of these other heads. I'm mainly just using this one, and I've kind of looked at these a little bit for just getting an idea of maybe the front view for some of this. For the most part, though, I'm just kind of going off this guy. But yeah, if you guys want to do one of those, that would be really cool. I'm just trying to do this in the next, you know, finish this today or maybe tomorrow. Just a quick little sculpt of one of these. We don't have to get super detailed or anything. Not that this is super detailed, in my opinion, but you know, I like to keep things clean. We started off really messy. I think I have, let's see, do I have all the, I don't think I have all the undos for this any longer. Unfortunately, I do not. So I would normally maybe be able to roll that all the way back to the very beginning to see how far we've come. We just started with a sphere. But if you guys, it's because of the nose, we cut that off and merged that down. If you guys are interested in seeing that, the starting process from the sphere to where we are now, that'll be up on my YouTube channel later today. It also gets, well, it looks like we got some maybe slight asymmetry going on here. Got messed up, I'm not sure. It also gets uploaded here on my Twitch channel, but it doesn't stay on there forever. So I have a bunch of playlists on my YouTube channel. If you guys are interested in that, there's a link somewhere down below. Let's try to get this line flowing towards the corner of the eye a little bit better. Get all this working together. And I really love internal silhouette lines like this, where you can start to get some really nice clean shapes going on. From the side view, that's got like a really nice curve to it, or at least it's starting to have a really nice curve to it. And then from the front, it reads pretty well. These are the type of things that I really look for and enjoy sculpting. And I think I've said enough that I just love sculpting me a good schnoz, a good nose. We had a bunch of other names that we came up with for noses yesterday. Donger. Donger was another one. Donger sounds like something else maybe though, so maybe that's not a great nose name. But as some people are coming in here, be thinking of a name for this, our big buff boy here. We're gonna have to name him later. For those that have been hanging out on the witch streams, she's in here too. I got her loaded up. We ended up naming her, what was it? Gravy Nova. So we have to come up with a better name for our big buff boy here than Gravy Nova. Might be a tough one to top, I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. For now, though, big buff boy, he's coming along. We'll get him there. Try to just kind of block out some of these harder form transitional areas, and then just thinking about edge quality, fading some of that out. You don't want to have the same like strength of edge all the way through a curve, much like with this eyelid. From this corner it starts really tight, and then as it comes out here it fades into this flat. This is the kind of stuff that is super important. If we look at the inverse of that, you can kind of see how tight that is and how that fades out to more of a flat surface as it rolls out. That's a really good shape that you should try to get specifically in your eyelids, but the more places you can kind of pay attention to that, the better. Guess we can maybe give this guy some brows, some lashes, and maybe even some hair. I don't know. Hair might take a little while. We might skip the hair or do something quick. This hair isn't super complex. I just don't want to sit here and make 20 different strands of hair. Maybe we'll just do like a block out of it. Block out would be cool. I'd be fine with that. Let's also close this mouth. Let's work on the mouth just a tad, and then we'll look at maybe our brows and lashes and stuff. He's just got some dark rings around his eyes. From what I can tell, they all seem to have pretty much that in terms of lashes. Nothing crazy. Maybe like a sharp point corner on the end. That's a really popular stylized look that I see a lot. That shouldn't be super hard. Let's close this mouth. So our big buff boy is definitely frowning. So let's kind of pull this back to a closed position. I originally opened this so that I could have a separation between the lips. It's really important that you keep those lips separated when you're trying to Dynamesh, and it's really hard to get that to work really well, just because Dynamesh will destroy anything that's touching each other, like any geometry that's touching itself here. So I just try to be aware of that. I typically like split off the lower jaw and then kind of merge it back down later. That's what I find to be pretty helpful. What's up, Glyphbin? Glyffy boy? How are you doing? Good morning to you as well. What are you up to today? Glyphing it up. I think Glyphies are number 2 on the poly count list, weren't you? Or I don't know if you still are, but you were up there. I saw your name the other day. I think Nginx might have toppled you off the leaderboard recently. I haven't checked it in a couple days. So this underlip here, I'm getting a stronger kind of read on the shadow. So maybe we can push that in even more. Get a harsher angle here. Whoops. I really like the angular read that we're getting here. And it's always really hard to tell when you have one image, which is why I also brought these in, just for an idea. We don't have to follow that exactly, especially when stuff in the silhouette is cheating so hard. If we look at that cheekbone wrap, and then look at this side where there's like no dark shadows to indicate that that is happening. So I've tried to exaggerate that to an extent. I kind of want to make it a little bit less though. I think this would look more strong if that wasn't quite so sunken. guess we'll see here. We'll play with this shape a little bit. We don't have to follow this reference to a T. I do enough of that in our other streams on our other characters, but actually we're not doing that for our witch though. We're kind of freestyling on our witch, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. This ear ended up merging pretty awkwardly. Not too bad though. Let's work on these little ugly transitions here. And let's see. That skull is feeling just a little too high there. I'm trying to think here. I'll just grab my own skull. So the back of your skull, you got that little, I can't remember the name of it, that little notch back there. That tends to hit, seems like to me, right about that center ear, so maybe that's pretty close. Maybe a little bit lower, I would say. Right below the ear. Pull and shape that around. And I think, you know, I could even get a little bit more angle to this neck here that's not connected to anything, just to make that neck a little bit more wide. These little necks here, at least from these angles, he's got some pretty big trapezius muscles hanging on back here. Pretty big sternocleidos coming off these sides. And then the rest of that is probably fine or pretty close to what we want. Let's keep jumping around here. I think this lower lip shape, these corners need to tuck up in here a little bit better. Corners of the mouth are always super tough to get right. Or at least to get them to feel correct. It's mainly getting that like loop of muscle and fat around the edge there. One way that you can kind of help do that is to really push those corners back in and try to start building up that form around the edge there. Making sure to kind of keep it even here. You don't want it super fat on top like I have right now. And then that all interacts with this lower lip shape, which is like this. Let's see. It's kind of like a little trapezoid right there. Coming off there. And let's see. This is way too tight of a transition. What we want is, well, let's see here. If I can inflate this a little bit more, that'd be cool. Try to get the pillows of the lips. That's a lot closer. And then just looking at that hit, we need to smooth that out just a little bit more. That's the shape we're looking for, much closer. And that's starting to feel better from the side view here, which is always good. Get our profile looking really nice. And I have perspective on while I'm doing this. A lot of the times from the orthographic view, I'll turn that off. It can be helpful. Don't want those corners going up. The corners of his lips are actually pointing down here. Frowny McFrown face. Buff boy. It's not so easy being a buff boy, I guess. I mean, look at that. Look at that glowing scar. the value on that is almost as bright as his glowing eyes. I think my lips are too voluptuous as well. We'll probably have to thin those out. This gives us a good opportunity though to just start cleaning up around here though. Whoa. Alright, so we're starting to get that corner of the lips turning down. We got that lower lip corner tucking up under the top one. That's a good way that you can kind of get that shape a little bit better. And I think, let me try blending this fold a little bit better here. Just want to look at this here from the side. This downward slope here on the cheek feels a little too sharp to me. Looks a little too sharp. A little too steep. Pulling that back with the nose. And let's see here, what can I do to adjust this? And can probably get some more volume up through here. Just feeling too sunk into me. I kind of want to refill this and try again here with that hard line that we originally had. It's just feeling way too concave. So let's just build that out some. And then we'll hit that with an additional pass after we get that transition feeling real good. Still feeling very sunk in. And I kind of did that on purpose as we were looking at our that silhouette angle there. I kind of want to re-square this out. Let's not hinder ourselves or constrain ourselves by any of these. Let's just try to make something really, really cool and appealing here. Alright. Get a big old block out line for that corner of the mouth. What do we got going on here? Some more volume in here. It's gonna help with that shape. Make that feel a lot less sunken in. Alright, that's starting to feel a lot better to me. We don't need this super sharp line that I put in there. Just trying to do a quick little edge turn, surface turn. Get a little bit more of that in the lower lip here. Whoops. Try to get that like chin turn back in. That's kind of the shape that we're looking for, but of course we want to fade that edge out as it turns. Edge quality is so important. I think our jawline is very tight, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, I guess. We can play with that. Softening that as we go. Let's see here. We do have a lot of cool shapes going on, so I think we're definitely getting there. Let's now that we've really done our work to fix that plane. Let's see. So we come down, make sure we get that angle correct, and it's like a straight shoot. Maybe not. We'll continue that curve. Alright. And whenever you're starting to block out these hard edges like this, you want to start to build out the form on at least one of the sides. If you're going to have like a tight crease in skin or in clothing, there has to be a purpose for that crease. And you'll notice nasolabial folds more and more on as you age. There are wrinkle lines. That fold, it's essentially like if you smile, if you do a big cheese, you'll see that line start to appear. Typically coming up from the, it's called the nasolabial fold because it comes from your nasal, your nose. We'll build that up, get that looking cool. Pelmy, welcome back, Pelmy. Let's see. I was watching Ashley's stream last night and she mentioned something about ZBrush not being full 3D. I've never heard this before. Do you know what she means by that? Yeah. It is full 3D. ZBrush used to be, when it started in development, a 2.5D painting program. Let me do a quick save here and I'll show you. So if we turn off edit mode, so if anybody's ever used ZBrush for even a little bit, they've probably seen or had this happen and been very confused. Let's see here, we'll grab our alpha brush. Ooh, we can paint on that, or a simple brush, and draw all sorts of weird different shapes. So ZBrush was not originally sculpting, it was not originally a 3D application. It used 2.5D pixels, which is where the Pixologic name comes from, the developers of ZBrush. And pixels are like pixels, but they work in 2.5D. They have depth as well. But you could never rotate your canvas or what you had here around. This was way back in ZBrush V1 days. But eventually, as they added more technology and capabilities, people started using it for sculpting, and they added more and more tools, and over years and years of development, it became what it is today. But essentially, they leaned into that part of it as people started using it more as a 3D application. They kind of leaned more into that development, became more and more popular and used in the video game and film industry, and now it is the tool of choice. It is the digital sculpting tool. It is the most popular high-resolution 3D modeling tool in the industry. And there's a reason for that. It's very good. I am a fan. Hence why I'm using it every day. Let's see here. So I'm thinking, let's get some more volume maybe up around this lipperoonie. I feel like we could, push that mouth up closer to the nose as well. Remember, I talked about edge quality. So as we have like an edge, we don't want to have that be the same, thickness or same tightness all through one area. You never want to do something like that. You always want to, have some kind of like fade out. And I exaggerate that even more here by doing some smoothing and some other stuff. Trimming up around that lip. And let's try to thin out our upper lip a little bit. Oops, got a mask back there. Let's see, I guess, oh, I should mask off that too. Just like, I'll just pull down a little bit here. Guess we can do the same thing to our lower lip a little bit. I don't want too much of that Cupid's bow shape here. He's not he doesn't have very luscious lips, nor do I want him to. It is not 2.5D anymore, no. But it still does have that functionality, as I just showed you with the 2.5D stuff. It is a full 3D application, though. These are polygons. Some people think, I guess, that they aren't still. They absolutely are. Alright. Getting a real nice silhouette on those lips now. It maybe gets a little weird like through here. Let me see if I can fix this awkward shadow. Let's see. Whoop. It's kind of working. I think that might have been it. Maybe a little bit more smooth there, and fix this edge that we just broke. No, I think that's fine. Getting some stretching there, but that's just because there's a star. Other than that, it's totally fine. We could actually add a subdiv here. So we weren't that high on our poly count. We weren't even at 1,000,000 on our face, which is rare at this point. We're starting to do all this cleanup here. Let's get this nose wrap here. Force that surface turn. And getting a little bit of some weird shadows going on through here. Not the end of the world, but I like to get rid of that. Jax Irons, thank you for the host, and welcome. What is going on, Jaxie boy? Okay, I think, I think up here in the corner, this like weird tuck-in surface turn could use some more volume. I say we put in those lashes and brows first, though, to really solidify that area. So let's do our eyebrows first. We'll turn off perspective while we do this. It'll be a little bit easier. And I think I'm just going to use a mask. We'll start with a mask lasso. Or maybe, we'll see. Here, let's just, something like this. Sure, get a really rough shape at first. Get rid of that back side. Alright, so what do we got here? It's 1, 2, 3. It looks like maybe it's got like a little extra piece going on over here. Let's just get this blocked out. We could maybe round out this brow more too. Get some of these angles feeling a little bit better. And this thing's going way back here. We'll just pull this back to like there. Sure, looks good. Looks good to me. And then after you get your, really simple mask, you can extract that or convert that to geometry a number of different ways. I just want to make sure that that's feeling all right. This will also help you inform the shape of your brows a little bit better. And I'm thinking I want to change a few things in there. So let's just take our little mask shape there. And let's get rid of everything except for that. We will delete all that garbage. And then I'm just going to put some little loops in here. And hopefully we'll get a decent topology flow. Doesn't need to be awesome. I can clean it up. That's terrible. We'll try again without it. Let's see. Now, there we go. All right. So that's perfect. It's not perfect, I guess, but it will be shortly. Get rid of those end verts that are rounding things out. These things here. We want that to be just squared off. And then we can just delete all the edge loops that we don't need. Amazing, I know. I'm going to start by just keeping these very basic shapes here. Just this. And then we can add some additional form, and then we can add some thickness there. Jax, I love your work. Thank you, man. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. What are you up to today? On this beautiful Thursday. Much nicer here than it was yesterday. Actually got down to almost freezing temperatures. It was like 1 degree away from freezing here. So maybe not super beautiful, but better than it was the other day. I don't understand, it's fall! Cincinnati skipped winter. It sucks. Or skipped fall, went straight to winter. They didn't skip winter. If we skipped winter, I'd be the happiest man alive. Alright. So, I guess let's look at our brows just a little bit and like put some more volume down here. I'm thinking let's mask some stuff off so we're not affecting our eyelid on accident. Okay. I'm thinking let's get some more volume through this lower portion of the lid. Some more fat, some more weight here. Start turning this this angle, this surface. It's gonna help him look more angry too. Gotta have our angry boy. Snarro, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. Watashi ga kita. Man, I need that next My Hero season. Typically what I'll do is I'll just read ahead in a manga if I like an anime a lot, but I'm holding off. Normally I don't even care about spoilers for anything. And I really don't care about spoilers for that. I've already looked up a couple things. I've got to, I don't know, impatient, I guess, would be the word. It's like, I must know all the things. Actually, for those that do watch My Hero, I don't know if you guys saw that there was a new, there's like a movie that came out that was actually in theaters. I don't know if it was in like all around the world, but came out in some theaters in the US. I did not get a chance to go see it though. I'm very sad. I definitely want to go check it out though, if I get the opportunity again. Boku no Hero. Maybe we should sculpt one of those characters next. Doing All Might. We're already doing a big buff boy. Maybe we can do another one. Alright, so this is definitely helping turn that angle of the brow a lot. Normally what you see in the brow shape is, and you can kind of see it here, but as it comes out to the outside corner, you have this like fat pad right here. I don't know what the name of the fat pad is, but it typically folds over your upper eyelid quite a bit, and it causes this round volumetric shape here. We're kind of seeing that here. Maybe I could look up some reference images and point it out for you guys. But really, I feel like I'm holding my pen so daintily right now. I'm like, we're not going for like hyper-realism, obviously. But still, even for, you know, stylized stuff, I mentioned this a lot, but knowing these landmarks is very helpful and informative for your decision making. I'm getting a little messy through here. This might be a bad idea. Let's see if we can clean this up some. Might be better to use an inflate brush for some of this. I think we overdid that. So let's knock some of this back. Come on. Why is that being so weird? Huh. Alright, we'll try this way. There we go. That's strange. Starting to lose some volume around here. Quite a bit of volume, not in a good way. Let's see, are you working on a new Cintiq Pro? I don't know what a Cintiq Pro is, so probably not. All my gear is listed down below though if you want to know all the stuff that I'm using. Let's take a step back here and look at something. I'm starting to lose that shape more than I want in the outer brow. So let's just take a step back here. Reevaluate what's going on. And start to fix some of these planes coming from that corner. Guess it would help if we also turn on perspective for a moment. And let's see. It's still feeling really nice, at least for the time being. Can maybe flat face McGee here. We're getting some rounding though, some good rounding. Try to block that, just to get that to feel a little bit better so that I can read what's going on in my surface some more. Right now it's not too far off, it really isn't, but just enough to make me want to sit here and finagle with it for a while. Let's see. I think a lot of it maybe has to do with how round we're getting up through there. Your temple area is pretty dang flat, but also, you know, you got fat up here and everything else, but up through your temple area, all through here, you have your masseter muscles, I believe it is. Your jaw muscles go up under your zygomatic cheekbone. And all, if you open and close your mouth a few times while putting your hands on the side of your temples, you can feel those muscles flexing. Let's see. Masseter? Is that right? Masseter? Not the masseter. Your temporal fascia latae, is that it? It's the fascia of the muscle. You can kind of see it going the way of the zygomatic. You might be able to see it a little bit better here. Fascia temporalis. All this guy connecting down through here. That's a fun illustration. And by fun, I mean a little disturbing. That's starting to feel better. It's almost like, let's chill out on this roundness as well. I think that's not helping. I think we'll be going in a good direction. Let's see. Trim away some of this junk. It's lending to that round shape. Getting that to feel a little bit more planar would be cool. Maybe bringing some of this out. Rough that up a little bit here before we clean it up. Get some of these planes, feeling planes, trains, and automobiles, feeling like they're going the right way. Start to lose a lot of volume through there. Sculpt to the beat. Alright, that's starting to feel better. Transition a little bit better through here, I think, and then we can do some more stuff with our eyebrows and eyelashes. Let's see. It's definitely feeling better to me. Getting that volume in there helped a lot around the cheekbones. Make sure that that's covering up our tragus for our ear. Feeling, let's see. Can maybe do some like pupils or something too. Make these eyes feel a little bit more alive. Eyes tend to be kind of that main focal point for the face, so making your eyes look real nice is always a key element. Plus these things are just kind of glowing here. Maybe we can like paint in a fake glow effect or something like that. Let's see. Matthew, welcome. What's going on? Current project is, well, we still got the witch going on, of course. But we're just taking a break from her. We started on this yesterday. We did a bunch of little doodles. And if you missed those are on my YouTube channel. Or they will be in a little bit here today. But yeah, we're just taking a break, working on a little buff boy. I want to work on characters for 3D printing for board games, and I'm curious about what is the level of detail that you should use. Saw some characters for board games, and for example, the nails were missing from the hand, etc. Well, what I would do, and I recommend this for any industry, anything, not even just art, but look at what professionals are already doing. Look at some, if you specifically, what did you say, minis for board games? If you want to do that, look at what other people are doing in the industry, and follow that as a guideline. Specifically, if you have like one board game or a company that makes a bunch of board games or does minis for board games that you really like, you should absolutely make that your kind of bar to meet. And you should either be hitting that bar or you should be going above that bar. I think that's the perfect guideline, because it is what the industry is doing right now. And if you can't meet that bar, you just got to keep pushing, man. You'll get there eventually. Only difference between Michelangelo sculpting David and us is time. Such angry brows. I guess he needs some actual geometry or volume added to those brows. And also we can start to soften this super hard edge. You don't need a freaking Polygon tight edge in there. Looks silly. Come back, please. Oh. It looked like he's starting to look like Metallica or something here. Let's see. Let's grab our eyebrows and I guess we'll shape these a little bit better before adding thickness. I think that'll be easier. So insert poly loop, boom. And let's see, what do we got going on here? Start to pull this around. Something like this. Just kind of looking at some of these angles. Some of them are pretty strange, pretty tight. Let's tighten that up as well. And I'll probably add an edge loop through the middle here. So we're not just going into the head. Maybe another one too. I'm just gonna line this up a little bit better. Brain Clay. What a cool name. Welcome to the stream. I wish I could sculpt with brain clay. I guess this is pretty close to brain clay, isn't it? Whoa. We're gonna turn that real sharp, aren't we? Screw. Come back. Let's see here. Probably add a quick little cut through there. Fix some of these angles. Love you some ZBrush? Yeah, me too. What a coincidence. Oh, that didn't take over to the other side. Alright. Let's see here. How's that shape feeling? If anything, I'd like pull this down, start to transition that sooner. Add an extra edge loop there. And then call it done. Okay, let's start there. Then let's go Z Modeler and extrude all that. And we're gonna crease, or actually, we're probably going to crease some of these edges, but I'd prefer to put in bevels. I typically prefer to put in bevels because they don't leave us with these really tight edges that look super awkward once we smooth. Try to twist this brow a little bit more too. And we'll try to get this to wrap a little bit better. All right, let's bevel that guy there. This one. Probably pretty close to what we're looking for. If we want to sculpt additional form on there, we can. Engine, the poly count leader right now. What's going on? Knocking everybody else off the list. I think you're like double the runner-up right now. I see that there are some more new people in here, so welcome everybody. Hope you're having a good day so far. We are taking a break from our witch character that we've been working on for the month of October. She's turning out cool, but yesterday I just wanted to, we've been working on her for a couple weeks, so I decided we'll start working on just like a little head or something. Something to break up the monotony. Play around here with some more shapes. Try something more masculine. Got some hard turns in our surface, which is always fun to play with. Could even add some poly paint if we wanted. Start to, whoa, come back. Could start to add some poly paint. Typically what I'll do is I'll just start with a base coat. Let's see. He's got some super like subsurface scattering bright red going on in there. It's intense. These eyes are, I like the blue one. That's a cool blue. Boy, let's get that going. Sure. Block out some more of these colors. Oh, I guess I should turn that up, huh? I applied like 8% of whatever this blue is that I selected. And then here. So we'll do like that big bright blue. And then maybe get like a more glowy effect here. Or actually I can, I guess, rotate, I think positionally. Let's see, look at transparency here. You want your eyes to be a little high in the socket, just so you're not getting an inverse shelf to the eyelids. You always want that upper lid hitting first. You never want this way. Looks really bad if you do that. And it feels immediately like unnatural. I guess let's just start here. We can like add some stuff to that later. Or we can local sim. Rotate those out really far. These are like low poly, so our vertex paint isn't sticking super well to that. And then, I don't know, give me like a quick black. Off black is fine, sure. let's see here. Let's sample some more colors up here. Do some quick poly painting. Kind of average out a lot of the skin tone now that I've gotten a lot of those harder areas in. So I'll start with like a block out, kind of like what I've done here, and then start to transition and fade out a lot of these colors. Typically go a lot darker around those brows. You have to kind of be careful with how you decide to paint in shadows, because it's really easy to overdo it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with this for now. If we want to do some more, we can sit here and kind of paint out some of this darker red that we got going on, or even blend it a little bit better in some of these areas. But I think that's good for like a quick 5-second paint job. Then if we want to do something to the lips, let's sample, give me that shadow color. And we'll like palette ourselves here, so let's see. Definitely not that dark. Let's try something like that. Let's see, how's that feeling? That's too dark. There we go. That's feeling a little closer to what I was hoping for. And we could like manually paint in some of that shadowing on the top lip there, make that a little bit darker. HUD boy, our boy got color. Yeah, I literally just started applying some color. You lose half your poly count in a gamble? Oh no. Why'd you bet half of it? That's all the polygons. Oh no. You win some, you lose some. Or in your case, you tend to lose a lot. You gotta bet big to win big though. Engine. I recommend not going to a casino. Ever. I'll put 1,000 on black and it's gone forever. Great. That's about what I would expect. Give him some luscious lips. Alright, so that's like quick poly paint. I'll like toggle that off if I need to be able to see sculpturally what's going on a little bit better. But I guess we can apply some lids. Lid lashes. Really, I'm just gonna put in like a tube or something, a black tube, because that's like all I see in here. It's like this very graphic comic booky style that I see a lot in 2D, and representing that in 3D is a little bit weird. We'll make it work though. How's our buff boy feeling though? I think overall he's feeling better. Do I have, let's see, poly paint. So for me, when I'm sculpting, poly paint is one of those areas when things like really start to come alive, and then posing. But obviously I can't really pose a face. I can give it expression. Expression is the equivalent of posing a face. That's about it though. But those are the two areas where things like really start to come alive when you're working on a character. But yeah, I can clean up some of these like stupid shadowy areas. So this little artifacting that's happening here, you guys might get this happening too. Essentially what's happening there is your material got applied, whatever material you have selected, or it got erased. In this case it got erased. So changing my materials, changing that color. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in a little bit. But if I change back to my material that I was using before, that'll disappear. So that's because if you work on lower subdivision levels and use like your smooth brush has RGB on by default, so that'll like mess up some of that stuff. So all you have to do to fix that is turn on material channel, click your old material, and fill that in. It's annoying when that happens though. And then there's like some other artifacting in here that you can see going on, and I can like paint that out, but it's really annoying. You want to just paint on your highest subdiv for the most part, and nothing else. Other than that, you're like asking for it, asking for the troubles. I'll like paint in some little like shadowy areas on stuff like my ear. And sometimes like my nostrils as well. And then I'll like fade them out because that's like really dark. Also there's like a lot of strong fluorescent reds going on over here. And overall, if you're painting something and you just want to start like normalizing the color, so your RGB intensity controls how much of the fill object will happen. So what you can do is set this to like 25%, and then you'll only fill in 25% of that color, and it'll help to like get things a little bit closer to the same value there, which is nice. I don't really want to do that though. I'm fine with this. I'm cool with just going with what we got. Loving is what I got. Alright. Getting a little weird shape there. Beautiful. Also, the way for those who are just popping in here that were around for the stream yesterday, the way I remeshed this, I cut off the end cap for the neck, in the mouth as well, so that's open in there. That's fun. That's a good look. Same with the eye sockets; those are open. Normally I close these areas just because make things watertight, keep it solid. I work in production, that's primarily my background, so I like to keep that stuff in mind as I go. For now though, I think this is cool. Our music stopped. Let's restart that. Okay, so let's do our little lids here, our little lashes. Curved tube. It's almost the same process for how we actually made our eyelids. These guys have like a little sexy extension that you'd see typically in a female character. I'm into it though. We'll make it work. Get some sexy lashes on our big burly boy. I actually have, let me see something really fast here. I just want to see how much better this brush will work for this process. I have a feeling right here at the end it'll probably freak out a little bit. Let's try this brush instead. So this is my custom cube tube brush. Lower poly count, a little bit easier to clean up. We'll try this. I'm going to delete everything except for our front-facing plane. Whoops. Like that. And then I'm just going to use this plane to line up with my my lash there. Or my lid. I keep saying lash. Line up my lash with my lid. Let's work on just our eye for a little bit. Let's see. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but this character design really reminds me of Sakura from Danganronpa. I am familiar with Danganronpa. I'm not familiar with that character specifically, though. I've never played any of those games. Ancient, welcome to the stream. No, not game ready. We are just taking a break here. Whoa, freak out. So for those that are new here, welcome everybody. We're taking a break from our spooky Halloween gal here. It's coming together quite nicely. Kind of going for like a Disney style, cutesy kind of witch character. He's turning out pretty cool. But yeah, we're taking a break. Working on our big buff boy here. I just found this yesterday. So we're trying to make some lashes now. Whoa, freak out. It's coming along nicely though. So let's delete these, or a few of these. And that'll make moving some stuff around a little bit easier. Ancient, thank you for the follow there. Hope you're having a good day, man. Good day, good day. So like I said, he's got that sexy flare out to the corner. Typically, you'll see this in a lot of female characters. These guys kind of got it too. Maybe that's more so shadow, but I can see it here. I can see the way the light's hitting it too. We'll put it in at first and maybe like knock it back if it looks stupid. Trying to make that a little bit more flush. So what I typically do, we'll work on one side. We'll work on the bottom first. Kind of a poor selection there. Where'd our eyeball go? Alright, so I'm just kind of trying to line that up with this inner edge. And then for the outside edge, get some more shape here. And get some nice taper as well, going thick to thin. Top lash typically inner corner thin, outer corner thick. And inverse for the bottom. And we'll add some actual thickness to this as well. What's going on here? Why can't I grab that? It's being weird. do a quick search of the character. I think you'd like the design if you saw it. Haven't played it either, but I watched an an LP of the first one, a Let's Play. Let's see. Hannibal, welcome, man. Welcome back. What was it? Danganronpa. Is it Dangon? Sakura? Sakura! Let's see here. Why was I looking at this? The face just reminds you of it. Look at those beautiful busty arms. Gorgeous. Yeah, he does have that similar buff boy style face. You're absolutely right. Very similar in style to these. I was mentioning earlier, if anybody else would like to try one of these other heads, go for it. I think it would be cool to see. If anybody's looking for anything to work on. I would like to see one of those, it'd be pretty cool. I don't think these heads are super complicated. Eyelashes on fleek. I guess it's always eyebrows that are on fleek. I don't think your eyelashes can be on fleek. It's not the same. Alright, so I think I'll just duplicate these and spin them around. Reuse them for the bottom. Flip over here to the other side since that shape matches a little bit better. And start lining that up with the bottom part of our lash here. Let's grab just the lower. Okay. Can turn off that top one. Actually, we can add some thickness to that. We'll do that in a minute though. I'll wait till I get them both in properly. I'm gonna open up my door here in a minute. Getting kind of warm in here. Whoa, come on. Work. There we go. Beautiful. Air it out. So hot. Oh, it's getting hot. Let's see. Stream is skipping. Oh no. I'm sorry, man. Look, my stream is reading pretty high. I'm at like 5,000 kilobits a second, so it shouldn't be on my end. Maybe try refreshing it really quick. Oh no, my switch. Is your eyelid brush available? I'm struggling doing eyelids of a guy with a massive brow. And good morning. Yes, absolutely. Good morning to you as well. My eyelid brush. I don't have an eyelid brush. I have this cube tube brush. Is that what you mean? I don't... Let's see. Where is it? Cube tube. This is just a tri-part... Oh wait, that's the wrong brush, sorry. Are you talking about this one? This cube tube brush? It's not really an eyelid brush. It's more of insert anything that you need. And then I don't use it just for, you know, eyelids or eyelashes. I actually use the curved tube snap for the for inserting the eyelids, and then just kind of sculpted them. I don't know if that brush will Why can't I grab this edge? I don't know if that... What is wrong? Stop! Freaking stop, ZBrush. I don't know if that brush will, you know, exactly help you out. Eyelids and eyes are still really tough. but it's pretty easy to make something like that. I think we made a triparts brush here recently, but if you look up some tutorials, you can probably find some good good ideas of how you can make a triparts welded brush similar to that. And we just made one on stream a few days ago. So if you're interested in that, it's somewhere. Somebody might know which video it was in. I unfortunately do not, off the top of my head. We could maybe look for it a little bit later. Probably just thin this out, real thin. We don't need like super volumetric lashes, but we do want them to connect. I don't actually think there's a way with ZModeler to connect stuff like this. I think you actually have to add thickness and then like bridge the edges. At least that's how I always do it. I might be wrong. Or actually, no, I'm so stupid. You can just bridge this. You can just bridge, edge, bridge, bridge. Yeah, I'm dumb. And then, if you don't like that edge, you can delete that one, and probably delete that one too. Now we just gotta shape this up, add some thickness, crease a couple edges, and I think we'll be solid, ready to go. Got 9 heads to sketch before bed. Chop chop, get to it. What are you doing here for? Oh no, my country came out. Why you done gone come here? Got some heads to sketch. What for? I guess just the character that you're planning. Your witch. Wicked witch. When I did my study abroad trip in Tokyo a few years back, I used to talk in a country accent to Japanese people, like super hick accent, while trying to do Japanese at the same time. Arigato gozaimasu. Watashi wa ben desu. Anata wa sugoi. Toire wa doko desu ka? That was a lot of fun. This is how all Americans speak. Come to America. It's a great place. Alright, let's add some thickness. Ooh, maybe one more edge loop here. I feel like I could just add a bunch in here maybe, just to kind of round this out a little bit better. It'll smooth, but that'll help retain that shape even better. Same down here. Hate that dark blue color. I don't know why there's dark polygroups here. I guess this is black, so that's probably affecting that polygroup color. I shouldn't complain. We'll turn that off. Okay, so thickness. Extrude all that. And make sure that's facing the right way. okay. I will probably start to taper this some more. Back. And probably thin out quite a bit of this. Very, I feel like I'm like freaking smushing my face against my Cintiq here. Very, very graphic style here. It's always, like I said, it's always real tough to do these kinds of things. Practicing that Disney style, it sounds like a lot of fun. It's a little bit what we were going for with our witch. At least in the face. Get some of that Disney appeal. Those were like some of the references that I used here. On the face at least. The rest of it we're kind of just spitballing. Let's see if we can shape up some of this a little bit better. Probably just thin out this bottom edge like a lot. By half. And then I was thinking we could like block out hair. We don't have to sit here and sculpt all these beautiful, perfect geometric shapes. Just like a general shape would be cool. So let's see. Angle feel right. I think maybe we can make that tighter. Let's see. Sure, we'll go with that. This ear's in the way. These ears always get in the way when I'm making the base for my hair. So, what we'll do is just group that, take all of this, and chop off our ears, because we don't need them. It's all a bunch of junk. So this is to make essentially a bald cap. I guess I could have done some kind of pull down here for a sideburn, which we did not do. That's alright though. It'll be fine. So you do that. start with that at least. And you can convert this to low res geometry if you want. We could like add some geometry or some polygroups through here to really crease up that area if we wanted to do that. I mean, it comes down to how specific you want to be. I think we're just gonna block out hair, so it doesn't have to be super specific. It got pulled out real far, didn't it? Let's see, so we'll just Z-remesh that at 1. It's probably fine. Probably fine, as most things end up being. And if it's not, oh well. Not that big of a deal. It's just a block out, just block out hair. That's fine. It's clean enough. So I always start with a, like I said, like a bald cap or something like that. And then if I was doing hair like this, I would be inserting separate geometry for every single one of those pieces. I don't feel like doing that though, because I don't feel like making hyper-specific hair. This character is just supposed to be our break from our witch for a little bit. So I don't want to sit here and make this guy beautiful and perfect. I don't think it'll hurt to clean up a little bit. Alright. So, let's start by... probably just closing that all off. Pulling a lot of this in and out of the way. That's going to create this extra little edge here, which is very nice. And hey, it's even pretty clean. If we wanted, a little trick that you can do is to, well, I guess we'll do this the other way. Just select all that geometry. Oh, maybe it doesn't want to do that. Here. So I'll hide everything except for this edge. Just make a quick selection. Careful not to hit stuff in the back from the other side, so you can accidentally do something like that. But yeah, take that edge, make it a different poly group, and then remesh it to get super clean edge loop there. Like that. Or we could go for a little bit lower. Kind of whatever floats your boat. I kind of like the shape that we already got, but I will use that edge loop a little bit later. So, let's see here. He's got like this really sharp bird, bird point. I don't know what you want to call this. Coming back here. He's got a bunch of these going on. Makes him feel like a bird, or very eagle-like to me. I think the Rito race of bird people in Zelda has like a very, very similar hairstyle, or feather style, not hairstyle. Back in the stream, did I miss anything about the eyelid brush? You did not, no. I don't really have an eyelid brush, Hannibal. I have a cube tube brush that I have. It's just a tri-parts welded brush. I showed how to make this type of brush recently in a past stream. I don't know which exact stream it was off the top of my head, but maybe we can find that. But I don't use that for eyelids. Typically, I just use the curved tube, or I'll alternate. It's not just for eyelids, that's for a lot of different things. Yes, with the select lasso, you can select edge loops. I actually hate that functionality, and I wish you could turn it off and it didn't exist. It's pretty terrible, but it's not very accurate. It'll try to select, you know, all sorts of stuff if we want to. Maybe we can get a little lucky here, and there we go. Yeah, it's not an exact edge loop, so that's why we didn't use that. If I'm trying to select edge loops for stuff, I'm typically doing it with the Z modeler brush and just going crazy. But I really, really wish you could turn that off with the select lasso and make it the same as the select rectangle, where it just selects your polygroups for whatever you click. It's so much nicer. I hate that functionality. I really do. It can absolutely simplify things. If you actually have an edge loop that's clean. Unfortunately, we do not. We just Z remeshed. Alright, so let's just get a basic shape here. We probably pulled it back a little far, didn't we? Let's add some quick subdivs and just start building up some volume here. We're just doing a quick block out for the hair. Not gonna do any details or anything, any individual strands. We just want to have some hair. I'm sure a lot of people just want to have some hair, don't they? I was lucky in the hair department, at least thus far. Got I have extremely thick hair and crazy cowlicks, so maybe not super lucky in that regard. But my entire head is just one giant cowlick after another. Alright, let's see, we'll just pull that down to there, sure. Looks good, looks beautiful. We could maybe do like a couple like quick like curves out. Give them some quick taper. Could maybe do a few of these real fast just so we have something extra here so we're not getting super uniform. We'll also break symmetry on that. I said we would not do individual tubes. What am I doing? That's okay. I think just a few of these will be just fine for just helping to get that shape across a little bit better. Let's see. Ancient says you use Maya or ZBrush for hard surface. If I'm here in ZBrush, I'll use ZBrush. For the most part, I'll use ZBrush for hard surface stuff. If I had to choose between the two. Kind of depends on what the shape is, though. If there's something I absolutely can't do in ZBrush, I'd probably pop over to Maya. I feel like that's pretty rare, though. let's just get these in really quick here. I guess we'll just add a few of these. And I'm not gonna make these. These are some really cool shapes. I'm not gonna do that probably. I don't think we need to do a ton on this guy. I just want to get him, you know, at a decent place. I don't even know if we'll work on this another day. Probably not. More of just a break from our witch to break the monotony. Have a little fun here, making something new, something with some hard edges. Some really strong shapes here in the face. Some pretty cool shapes going on. I like it. I'm not sure I understand your question there, Ancient. Retopo takes up a lot of time if it's done in ZBrush. In Maya, it wouldn't need a retopo. Here, we'll jump over to our witch. So like this hat here, this hat I just made in ZBrush completely. I'll even turn off the poly paint so it's a little bit easier to see. We just poly modeled this with the Z modeler brush. So here's the low poly, all the way down on the low subdiv. And then just stepping up through the subdivs as there's more and more detail added. But yeah, pretty much same process. So also you don't need to retopo for production. If it's for RP, toy, collectible, miniature, you name it, no retopo needed. Retopo is only for real-time animation, anything that's going to be rendered real time. Why is that nice on that side? Here, we'll mirror that. Sure. Alright, so probably what we'll do, I don't like the single swoop back, so what I will do is start to get some kind of an S curve slightly coming into play here. And then probably do like one more of these. Like here, we'll duplicate this one. And we'll move him like right here and make him really big, flown back on the head. Something like that. We'll probably mess with that a little bit more as we go. I don't know. I don't really want to do... I don't feel like sculpting this up and spending an extra day making some super dope hair. I'm totally cool with doing something quick. Quick and dirty. Just a couple tubes. What's great about these little tubes though is you can delete the caps and add some creases to them super easily along their edge loop without having it wrap around to the other side, which is the main problem with the curved tube brushes. And you can get some like decent quick hard edges in there. So let's see. Like, even if we wanted to simplify this form, if we wanted to say like delete you, and then let's say we crease up that edge there. So pretty quick, just to get like that simple kind of nice shape there. You can maybe clean it up more if you want, but I don't know, like I said, we don't need to spend a year on this stuff. Oh. Rotating with that on, not always a great idea. Let's see. And if I wanted to make sure that my edge loops were not like getting super out of whack, I would delete that end cap as well. But like I said, I don't really care. It's like, let's just get it working. That's kind of annoying though. That ends up breaking some stuff, but looks good to me. Looks good enough to me is what I would say. And you can download some nice hair brushes that have some really cool creasing and strokes already going on in them. Those are always really nice and fun to play with. I don't mind doing things from scratch though if I'm trying to get... Mostly I do stuff from scratch when I'm trying to do something super specific, but for this it's just like, let's do it quick. And this stuff is on ZBrush by default, so that makes it nice for you guys as well, if you're looking for something new to play around with. Let's grab all these strands of hair, merge them all together. And it'll be a little bit easier to tweak their size and shape and everything. Do you think the Z-Modeler brush replaces Maya? No. No. Z-Modeler is the box modeling or poly modeling brush in ZBrush. There's still a ton that Maya can do that ZBrush cannot. Although that gap is getting smaller in terms of box modeling toolset, the Z-Modeler brush is pretty good just in that regard alone. And like I said, for production stuff, the only topology that matters is topology that helps you create the form that you need. Let's inflate that. Probably inflate these. Kind of like that strand like gets really thin here, it tapers in. Maybe we could add like a couple more of these on the other side too if we wanted to like really continue pushing on the hair. But like I said, for the most part I think we'll just like block some stuff out. Maybe like remesh this and I don't know. We'll play with it for a moment here. Let's see. We'll just remesh I think. Probably around 1. See what that does, and keep going here on this head. So I'm remeshing that with the poly group edge loops that I had down here, so it'll retain that shape just a little bit better. I think for the most part it's fine. I just want this low poly shape so that I can start tweaking some of these on a little bit of a lower res. Give him some Goku hair. It's always fun. Goku's hair is pretty much the equivalent of Mickey Mouse ears, where it always reads the same no matter where his head is looking. Those kind of cheats are some of the most extreme cheating that you can do for 2D artists. And it's always very annoying to make those kind of effects. The most recent character that we worked on that had a lot of cheating was probably my Domino sculpt, if you guys have seen that one, and then probably the Goofy one as well. So this one was pushed super far. This one is also pushed really far in a lot of different ways. It's by @VerticalDraws on Twitter. This one's by D-Dino. This was my most recent one that I posted. So she's pushed like crazy in a lot of different directions. Let's see, I can look at the original. This guy. Yeah, it's just like super pushed. But it's really cool. It's a really sweet concept. I like this character a lot. Had a lot of fun working on her. And Goofy. Oh, would love me some Goofy. He's a ton of fun. This guy isn't like pushed super far, but he's got some craziness going on in his face. I've kind of like pushed back a lot of the form to really block him out a little bit more in the cheekbone area, and I think that's helped in a lot of different ways. Like we could push some of this stuff a lot further if we wanted to, like up around the cheekbone and around there, and start defining this edge and that plane change even harder. You don't see a lot of that in the silhouette over on this side, in the shadows. Over here it's like kind of broken. A lot of that is alluding to kind of some of the mouth, how far that's kind of pushed forward. If we want to push that even further, which we might. Kind of just playing around though. Polypaint's always nice, helps you be able to read some of this stuff a little bit better. Maybe change that edge a little bit there. Let's see, we'll grab some of that beautiful silver-haired fox color. Put some of that in our hair. Beautiful. So then from there we could, if we want to continue with the blocking out of the hair, we just start sculpting up some of these extra shapes, the flow in the hair. Probably just use this. Just start getting some of these additional shapes in here and then pinch them up later, or something with this MAH neck cut. Get some really tight lines, and for something like that we can pull that forward if that's bothering us, or you can use your move back face and start to pinch that in. A lot of different ways to help those transitional areas. Let's see here. Maybe we could do a couple of these like big strokes in the hair. Like I said, I don't want to sit here all day with this hair. Plus, kind of time's going pretty quick here. I would prefer to finish this dude today, but you know, not the end of the world if we don't. Can't take it. Streams cutting out every 30 seconds. That sucks, man. Ask a question and whisper, so don't repeat your question, repeating the same thing over and over. Not a problem. Yeah, hopefully the stream is cool for everybody else. Let me know if it's cutting on your end. It shouldn't be, but if it is, I'll look into it, see what's going on. good on Gliffy's side. Well, Gliffy is our residential slow interneter, so if his internet's working. Now it wants to work half the time. maybe got some downed cables or something in your area. I guess that would. Or it's just at a peak time, more than likely, than anything else. Some quick cut shapes here and there. Nothing really crazy. Just kind of getting that pull back. It might be cool if we want to do like some samurai style hair. I have an idea. Give him samurai style hair. We just give him a ponytail essentially. Start to like turn that shape. And then if you want to make like a little hairband or something, you can just insert a cylinder, or sometimes even a sphere is fine if it's just something quick. Then add a new curve tube. We already have our curve set up with our brush, so it should just automatically curve how we set up these pieces. Just dump this in here, trim it off on one side, and another way. We can just like trim it off this way if we want. Doesn't really matter to me though. Let's get like a softer, quick little trim shape. Perfect. Could not be any better, even if we tried. Play with that angle and this connection. That's not good. That doesn't look good at all. We'll fix it though. Everything looks bad until it doesn't. Let's delete you. And we'll just do one crease there. Move some of this around and get that feeling a little bit better there. I guess we could just start to pull that in some more. Zerat Dragons, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody. What is going on? How are the dragons? Thought we almost crashed there. It's starting to look like a cobra. Shots fired. Shots fired on your bad internet. I have no idea how your internet setup is. I'm sure your internet is very, very good, alright? Sure you get that gigabit. Alright. We'll re-clean up those quick little pinch-in strokes that we were doing up to the hair. I'm doing all of these in negative, about the same brush size. Not really a recommendation if you're trying to do some kind of similar effect. This is just rough and quick. This is what I would do for blocking out the hair typically of a character. Something like this, just to figure out the shape and flow and what I liked and what I didn't. And then after doing something like this, I'd create more strands like this, try to fit this style and shape a little bit better. We're actually kind of swerving away from that style more and going towards a little ponytail in the back, which is cool. What's going on here? Oh. Pulling on the head, not the hair. Samurais have massive widow peaks. It's well known. Gotta give them that super strong widow's peak. And then, you know, we could do additional, like, forms here in the hair if we wanted to play with this some more. Like I said, just a block out, so maybe we'll just do something really, really rough here. Let's change the angle of this slightly. Be a little bit more natural, and let's see, play with this a little bit, get this shape feeling better. Samurais always got those giant ponytails, don't they? All caps, samurai ponytail. Oh my. Can we go back to that for a minute? This? That's beautiful. How do we do that? That's... oh my god. That's awesome. I was more thinking just like man bun style. Figure out the angle, position on the head. I think position's pretty close to what we want. We can just shape this up, make this a little bit nicer. I think Hanzo has a ponytail, doesn't he? From Oversquatch, Sasquatch Overwatch. I think that's a taper more there. Let me turn off that little quick hairband thing that I made really quick. That sphere, essentially. This will be easier. Gotta give him a big pony. If he's got silver hair, then I feel like he's been growing this out for a while. Or we could do the, oh my god, the Jedi thing. Don't Jedis have like one little tiny like rat tail strand on one side or something? It's something dumb. Anubis, that brother looks angry. Yeah, he's our angry boy. We're looking for a name for this character, actually. If anybody in chat has any suggestions, any ideas, can name this guy. It's got to be something really cool, like on our last witch. We named her Gravy Nova. And she was going to be a witch of potatoes, or harvesting potatoes. We stuck with the name, but I don't know if she's a witch of harvesting potatoes or not. Schwarzenkinder? Nova, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Schwartz something. What's going on, guys? Oh, did I dynamesh that on purpose? I don't think I did. I must have dynameshed that a little bit ago on accident. It's okay. We'll just mush this hair around. It'll be totally fine. What we can actually do, take something like this and just merge it in. Since we're dynameshing already, might as well translate those forms. So the process, if you're looking to create some like really clean poly hair, more stuff close to this. These are pretty dirty, these little strands here. But if you're trying to create more of those, I would start with a shape like this, blocking out my hair, figuring out what I liked, and then after doing that for a little bit, probably around where I am right now, then I would start getting in here with these individual like tubes of hair. Probably use my curved tube snap brush to start doing that, and then just kind of keep going with that form for a while. Alright, so let's see here. Schwarz means angry. Ooh. Just browsing while at work. Decided to find a ZBrush stream and recognize your name from the YouTubes. Well, hey, welcome. Hope you're having a good day at work. And Z-Hawk, welcome back. What's going on? Nova Bjorn, not the baby Bjorn, but the Nova Bjorn. Thanks for the follow. That's some fun stuff in there. Not sure if you noticed, but you picked up my Gumroad tutorial. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't checked it in a little bit. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully, which one did you grab? It should be this one. How to ZBrush, I believe. That's awesome, though. Thank you. And I guess just let me know if you have any cues while you're going around, doing anything with it. Anything in the process. Feel free to ask any questions along the way. And it should have my contact info in there for you as well with that, if you need any help. A hot and spicy, hot spicy question, all caps. How do you present a 3D model? There are lots of ways. Without Sketchfab, that can be nice. Just a render. It depends what you're presenting it for. If you're trying to show off your topology, then just get get some nice clean renders, and then also get some nice wireframe shots. Really, you know, like here with this is, okay, here, this is a good example. So this is a render. This is a render of Goofy and Keyshot. This is just a screenshot from ZBrush. So I think I put a lot of work into this character. The better your character looks in just like whatever, you know, software window you're working on, before you go into like render and, you know, hot spicy-ify it, as you said, the better off it's gonna be. So I don't know. There's a lot of ways to present your stuff, but if it looks good in here, like this guy's looking all right. He's getting there. Like if it starts to look good at this stage, you know, I would say how to present your work. Just make good work. Sculpt good, model good, draw, paint, all that jazz. Depending on, I guess, what you're doing, what you're into. So let's thin all this out now. Just get good. That's the secret. Did you try getting good? Waiting for feedback on a client after polishing up a character. Kind of slow. Yeah, I've been there. That's no fun though. Especially if you don't have anything else to do. That's definitely no fun. SXITG, love your style so much. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. I have so many models that the public hasn't seen, but I don't know how to present them. Take a screenshot if they look good. Just like, yeah, take that screenshot and post it. Tell the public, I guess. Scream into the empty void of the internet. I exist. That's what I do. Let's see. I tried using Marmoset. Marmoset's cool, yeah. I like how you're able to show models so well without complex backgrounds. Yeah, I'm not trying to show off like a composited entire scene. I'm just trying to show off the character. That's why a lot of the time I just have like black backgrounds, because all I care about is showing off, you know, whatever the thing is. Like, you don't... Ooh, look at these. These are some Gaussian blurred dots that I added. Some white dots. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, like, look, it's all black background, like, because I want the focus on the character. That's why I do that. But I guess it depends what you're trying to show off. If you're just trying to show off your model, whatever you're working on, man, I'd try to put the focus on that. This hair is so dirty, but I don't care. It's just a block out. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. It doesn't matter if it's ugly. It's just gotta be the decent shape. Sure. Okay, cool. Looks great. Ah, Hug Boy! Hey, hey! Thank you for the sub there, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I think that's like number 6 now. I appreciate it a lot. Oh yeah. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big deal now. I have 6 whole subscribers on Twitch. It's kind of a lot. Kinda. You guys ever heard of Ninja? I'm kinda like second runner up now, I feel like. I'm getting there. You know, all in good time. Thanks for the sub, dude. I appreciate it a lot. Now you can, I think now you get, oh, how do I, there we go. I think now you get this guy. Get this guy in chat. Dude, yeah, HUD Boy's the coolest. Definitely earned this from all the content and entertainment you've provided me over the years. Aw, thank you, man. That's really nice of you. Oh my gosh, those dots. Yeah, I know. Let's see here. Z-Hawk, did you do those drawings? These? No. No, I didn't do these. These are by, I can't remember. Dongchang on ArtStation. Just do a nice render. Get a nice, nice rim light. Yeah, if you're just trying to show off your sculpt, for sure. Like, just, you can do really clean stuff in ZBrush. I can show you guys actually some quick little render settings in ZBrush that I use if I'm just trying to do something quick. Gaussian blur dots make it epic. They do. They're the secret. Update this chat. Gotta see you overthrown him. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Getting too big. Not sure you can hang around anymore. Yeah, guys. I'm a big Twitcher. I don't even know how to. I don't even know how Twitch works. Don't tell anybody, but I really don't. I'm not a super Twitch boy for the most part. We were streaming a lot on my my YouTube channel, which, by the way, if you guys ever miss a stream or anything, all the streams get uploaded there. There's a ton of playlists. There's a link down below somewhere. You can find it. But yeah, I've only been streaming here on Twitch for 3 weeks? Question mark? Sure, that sounds right. We'll say like this is the 3rd week now. Or maybe the 2nd. No, this is the 3rd for sure. But yeah, just hanging out, having some fun, doing some fun little sculpts. Right now, taking a break from the witch we've been hanging out and working on. Yeah, he's kind of cool. Kind of a cool dude. now he's a samurai or something. He's got samurai hair. These are kind of like out of place. It's because we don't have like a ton of these little tubules going on. I guess we can maybe make these, or try to make these look a little bit better. Or something. Or something is pretty much how I do things. I guess we could do this, or something. You can just call me Captain Confidence. No, Vivian, I feel like a nice tie-dye background really contrasts with my skulls. Hell yeah, dude. Go like super tie-dye. Let's do it. Let's here, I'll show you guys some cool like quick little render settings here in ZBrush that you can mess with. Were you always a 3D boy, or is it a new thing? I've been a 3D boy for almost 5 years now, so I don't know. I don't know if that's new or not. The humble beginnings happened right here, yeah. You didn't know what tie-dye was? What? Get out of here. How's that even possible? Alright, cool. I'm gonna show you guys some quick little render settings that you can do here for some nifty things. Let's see. Okay, so first, before we change anything, we'll look at the default render so that you guys can see what that looks like. Because it's pretty ugly. It's got these really harsh shadows. Very, yeah. Maybe we can, or no, you can kind of see some of it up here. Maybe change the angle here a little bit so we can see some of these shadows a little bit better. I could also change my light source so that it's more on his face, coming this way. But I think you'll get a pretty good idea just seeing that line there. Look how okay, so we got some really harsh shadows. Another thing you can do if you have a full character is if you turn on your floor and then do a BPR render, or I guess that's, alright, it's not, I guess it's not viewable from the angle I have maybe, but then you'll get ground shadows, or I maybe have to turn those on. I don't remember. Okay, so let's just mess with some of our settings real quick. So I like to use, with the material I'm using, it has wax preview settings on by default, so you can get a little bit of this kind of subsurface scattering effect. The subsurface scattering by itself here is really terrible unless you mess with it, but the wax preview is actually pretty good. If you go into your material wax modifiers, and you can edit this, you can like crank it up, or I think it's pretty good around where I have it 25. AO, if you want to mess with shadows this way, I'm going to leave AO off. Instead, what I'm going to do is just change my shadow strength to like 0.2 or something like that, and then we'll just up the ray count and change our angle. This is kind of the important one. Essentially, the angle makes your shadows a little bit more soft, so you're not getting that really sharp shadow. And then the shadows are also really strong, so that's why I turned that down. And the raise just increases the resolution that we're gonna get there. So we can go even higher if we want, just to show you an example. We'll do 25. So we'll go from those really harsh shadows that we had before on that first render, and with some wax preview and some other stuff, it'll look a lot nicer. I haven't even moved my light or anything, so start to get that. If you get some of this stair stepping, you can turn up your rays, but it's just starting to look a lot nicer. You can get some nice render effects that way. If you want to get a little bit, you know, more like turn on your shadows, maybe we can crank up the rays, make the angle even, you know, even higher. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's try that. Do a quick BPR. And the more stuff you turn on, like the more render passes it's going to calculate and stuff together, so the longer it's going to take to render. Also with this though, you'll get a render pass. Here, I'll show you guys in just a second once this is done. You'll get a render pass where you can, or a bunch of different render passes. But yeah, cranking up those rays. Still got some stair stepping maybe, so you could go even higher, mess with your angle even more, but that's starting to look pretty cool. Let's see here. Missed some things in the chit chat. Clearly you're not an 80s child if you don't know what tie-dye is, yeah. I don't know, I played with tie-dye in the 90s. These damn millennials don't even know what tie-dye is. Millennial is a dumb word, yeah. I just call people that aren't millennials, I just call them the olds. These damn olds. Let's see. Millennials refer to people who can operate ATMs. It's fair. Anubis is an ATM. Gen X. You've been doing about 100 rays? Yeah, I just don't want to sit here and let a render crank out forever. Can ZBrush imitate Cycle's render quality? I've seen some amazing renders directly out of ZBrush. Subsurface scattering, and yeah, that's what the SSS is here. In terms of Fresnel effects, I don't know. I brought my son home in a tie-dye onesie. Okay, so with that, you guys get some BPR render passes here. The shaded version is the combined effect of all of those, and you just click on these, and it will export them for you. But if you want, you can grab these additional passes, and then composite some of this yourself. Another thing you can do is use in your Z plugin palette in ZBrush to Photoshop. You can check a bunch of stuff here and then just click send to Photoshop. Specifically the lights are really nice to get out of here because it'll essentially move your light direction around for you. Generate a new render and it'll just be the light in one layer. I think it puts it on a lighten layer or something, or a screen layer maybe. I think it's a screen layer. But it'll do all this for you, and then it'll throw it all in Photoshop. So you can just like click that, and you'll get like as many, you know, different render passes as you're gonna check here at once. We won't do that though, because that'll take quite a while. But yeah, it'll move the light around for you, and then you can composite all those lights in Photoshop if you want. It's pretty nice. But if you're just doing something for like a quick presentation, I don't know if that's really necessary. Totally up to you. I'm gonna go into T-pose and mess with this guy's eye shape, because I don't like it right now. Holy butt. I cannot select this stupid thing. The holy butt. Let's mess with this. So a lot of the time when I'm in T-pose, I can't activate smooth. Even if you can, it's not super helpful because your creases don't come through. So my eyelashes aren't even creased, which is super annoying. But I can at least get an idea of what the smooth surface is looking like. I don't know, it's looking pretty good for now, for something quick that's supposed to be a distraction. Tech Art Ninja, thanks for the follow. Welcome to stream. Be more Frenchy. Fresnel. This samurai dude looks like Danny Mac. Who's Danny Mac? I do not know who Danny Mac is. Is this guy related to the Feudal Japan Art Station Challenge? Oh no! You know what? I totally forgot that was going on. No, this is just a little side thing. We're normally, so it's October, right? Spoopy, the spoopy month. We're working on a witch. Yesterday I decided to break the monotony and do this guy here, or start working on this guy a little bit. We did a few like little experimentations with shape language and some other stuff, but this was the main thing that we started yesterday in the last like hour or so, I think. Nothing crazy, just kind of fun to play around with. Yes, now I can start my samurai for the Feudal Japan Challenge on ArtStation. I did not even consider that. I think my eyes are off-center. Oh, actually no, I know what's wrong. That's fine. I'm gonna turn off symmetry and only focus on this one eye. I'll have to mirror these after playing with this. I'm trying to just increase the size of my eyeball there. This one's gonna be all out of whack. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do the ArtStation challenge. I probably won't. I think it's like, what, December or something when all that's due. So, I don't know. Wasn't really planning on it. Must rotate his eyes out farther. Gotta get this guy bug-eyed. I forgot Danny Mac. Danny Mac 3D. I think I know who you're talking about. I think he does stuff on YouTube, right? He has YouTube-y things. Yeah, that sounds right. What are the advantages of going into T-pose to move stuff? Transpose master or T-pose is great for doing some moving on multiple subtools at once. It's great for posing, great for a lot of those quick little movements, or really big moves. That's how we posed this girl, jumping back and forth between transpose master. Gonna darken that hair a little. Add a little bit of purple. It's not really noticeable. Not a noticeable amount. So that eye shape is feeling a little bit better to me now. It's still kind of meh. I think I could get some better wrap around the bottom lid. And I don't know. Probably play with the shape. Getting that to open a little bit more get this kind of open angle here that we see a lot in eyes. I don't know, let's try that a little bit. The 3D portion for the feudal Japan or whatever it is. What's the challenge? Yeah. Challenges. Feudal Japan, game art, game character art, real time, environment level. So there's a bunch of different categories, but it just started, you said? October 15th? Yeah, it did. And then you have till December 3rd. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing anything for that. I don't know. Maybe. What's this about T-Series? Oh, instead of T-Pose. Yeah, call it T-Series. Guys, you should not use T-Series. You gotta support the one true YouTuber. Our not the hero we deserve, but not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve. PureRef, yeah, PureRef's a pretty cool tool. I pretty much just use the spotlight here and then use my other monitor for additional references. I don't like having a lot of garbage on my screen. And by garbage I mean references. I'll keep them over on my other monitor if anything. Right now it's just my stream window, which we can always do one of these. These are always fun. Wow, as it freaks out. Oh god, even the music sounds like it's lagging, freaking out. Yeah, December 3rd is when that's due. My style is very Overwatchy, Paladin-y, is it? This doesn't feel very Overwatchy to me. This character is he's kind of Overwatchy, Paladin-y. I don't know what Paladins is, I don't think. Nova Bjorn, you're in the character art section. Do you have the same username on there? I'll definitely check it out. Make sure our eyelid order here is correct. Could probably adjust here in that bottom lid more. So also getting that to just open up more, and I think that's going to make him look even angrier. We could, so tomorrow, we could work on the witch, or we could just save that for next week. If we want, maybe we could do some stuff with expression and asymmetry in the face, since we haven't broken symmetry on the face. I don't know how far we want to go with this guy. I don't really care. He's turned out kind of cool. He's kind of fun. I like some of the shapes we got here. Might be better to take, like, the hair and some of the other stuff further past a like a quick blockout stage, if we want to do that. Another thing that somebody was asking about T-pose, like advantages. I mean, there's no real like disadvantages of using T-pose, but we can come in here and like select multiple subtools, make like big directional shape changes. Turn off symmetry. Also, another cool thing you can do in T-pose, in T-series, is make polygroups to make selections, and those won't follow you outside of transpose. So it's really nice for like doing some selections for multiple things in here while you're working. Whoa, my pen just freaked out. It's nice for a lot of reasons. I don't know. Play around with it if you have not used it. I think you'll find out how great it is. kind of like the very like plainer, blocky shape that we're getting here. Kind of a cool silhouette. I think from the front, I think the eyes start to kind of bother me some. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. I think that just looks a lot better. That's just beautiful. We'll just send that back. Here, actually, just transpose. Perfect. All done. All done. That's all you have to do, guys. It's the secret. How to be a good 3D boy. Just like this. I think I'm just gonna slide that jowl down a little. Maybe like pull up around the back. Mess with that angle some. Chris Cleave. I'll check it out, man. So before I started streaming, I actually tried to turn off Nightbot because I wanted to turn off the link sharing fiasco, because we haven't had too many people at least try to, well, I guess nobody could really try to spam a bunch of garbage, but we've seen that in the past. I was gonna try turning it back on for a little bit, see how that does. But Nightbot, the website's down right now, is getting a Cloudflare issue. I don't know if it still is. Probably not. But I'll check it after the stream and see if I can fix it. What's up here? What's going on? Is it my eye? Is it my eyeball, or no, it's my actual lid. How'd that happen? Okay. Well, let's see here. I should be able to fix that on just the face if I... Like, let's roll back here. Or actually, I wonder... Okay, so... This... Don't try this at home. This should work, because it should be the same poly count. So split hidden, mirror. Yeah, a few things got messed up there. Mirror and weld. As long as this has the same poly count, which it should for these center verts, I guess we'll find out. Merge. Whoops, not mirror. Why is that mirroring differently? Okay, so let's try merge. Merge that back down. That's a new one. That's okay. All right, ZBrush. Oh wow, it even fucked up the eyes. What the hell? I've never seen this one before. This is a screenshot worthy though. This is a good one. I'll add this to my folder of beautiful garbage. Save that for later. We will definitely undo that. I'm just gonna this isn't like a crazy mess up or anything, so I'm just gonna manually do this. I don't even know what the hell that was. So I've messed with having a little bit of asymmetry here is fine. We're getting to that stage anyway where we would add asymmetry. But so there's some like tricks that you can do with transpose to get stuff like what I just did to work. I've done that in the past. As long as it has the same poly count, it should work. You can like trick Z-remesher by, you can like add extra subtools in here on your T-pose mesh and all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, that was a weird one. That was all over the place. Yeah, great work. Great work on that big explosion that we just saw. It is October, yeah. It is. Ship it. Perfect, done. Send this off to the client. Yeah, that's right, it was very spoopy. Meets our Halloween requirements. Let's see here. Real quick, just checking on time. Because I know... Oops. Oh, crap. Forgot to set my, my timer. To remind me. I'm glad I checked on time, though. I need to bounce out of here in a little bit, guys. But, I think we fixed that. That stupid little freak out in the eye there. That was crazy. I don't even know what the hell that was. I have like a folder. I'll show it off sometime on stream of a bunch of the mosaic glitches. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those, but it doesn't happen nearly as much as it used to. And I can never repeat it. I don't know what causes it, but I'll show you an example of one on a future stream. If somebody reminds me before I start streaming, I will find that folder because I have no idea where it is. It's probably buried deep somewhere. Kiranolv, thanks for the follow, man. What's going on? And sorry for anybody that's kind of joining us here towards the end. But if you do miss anything on the stream, all my stuff gets uploaded on my YouTube channel. There's a link down below, so no worries if you're coming in here a little late. Kind of carry some of that form up. I don't even know why I'm like kind of just noodling here on this hair. It doesn't even matter. This music sounds familiar. Alright, we'll just smooth that out. Yeah, sure, that looks good, we'll say. Let's see here. Somebody said Overwatch, but yeah, the face does have kind of like a blizzardy, WoW, World of Warcraft, or like Blizzard-ish feel to it. I would say that's fair. Wait, I still don't have stupid symmetry. It's fine. We can do stuff to like make this, you know, more visually interesting with asym. We'll mess with it. Like I don't know what we'll do. But so next stream tomorrow at the same time, noon EST, we will either be working on continuing to work on this witch that we're working on for October. Because October is kind of quickly coming to a close. This month has been flying by. Or we can like play around with this for like one more day and then get back to the witch next week. I don't really care. I think this guy, he was a cool little like step away from the witch for a little bit just to rest our eyes and have a little bit of a break. I mean, but I don't really want to do like a ton more to this witch. I want to fix the hands and give her maybe a slight, like, mess with her face more because she's still symmetrical in the face. Do some stuff there with expression and everything else. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Kiranov just lurking for a while. That's okay. What do you have your mouse smoothing set to? Do you always leave it on? My mouse smoothing? I don't know what mouse smoothing is. The lazy mouse? Is that what you're talking about? I keep the lazy mouse the same default settings on all my brushes. I keep all the settings right down here, so you can find those in your stroke palette under lazy mouse. All these, at least the important sliders. So my settings for pretty much all my brushes are relatively the same. It kind of depends on some other stuff in the brush. But step, lazy step, typically really small, under 1, or I'm sorry, under 0.1, so 0.05, just so it activates more frequently. That will make the brush stronger though, so do keep that in mind. And then the lazy radius, 100 used to be the max. I think it's like 200 now, yeah. So I'll just like crank that up around 100, or if it's something where I'm making like a shorter stroke, I'll set it to like maybe like 30 or something if I'm trying to get like a tighter line. And then lazy snap, I always keep that on 0 because I freaking hate it. It's a new feature. It essentially lets you continue a stroke from your last one. So here, I'll turn up my lazy radius so you can really see this. So I'll touch here, but you can see how that's snapping to my last point where I made that stroke. It can be useful for some things. I don't really like using it, so that's why I keep it off most of the time. But yeah, cool guys. Thanks again for coming and hanging out. This monstrosity, that was a lot of fun. I will mention here at the end my Gumroad one last time. I think I mentioned it one time earlier. I recently uploaded the base mesh that I'm using for my witch. You can check her out. She's only a few bucks. Just uploaded that like a week ago, maybe even less. Latest course, Stylized Appealing Female Faces. That's a lot of fun. If you guys are interested in any of these, I would appreciate it if you checked it out. There's a link below. Got some mentorships one-on-one if you're looking for something like that, and some brushes and materials and some other stuff. If you have no idea what digital sculpting is or ZBrush, I have a quick start guide as well. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Again, if you're coming in here a little late at the end, not a problem. I upload everything over on my YouTube channel about in 24 hours after it's on here. Hanzoned, what's the, is it Hanzo? Hanzo? What, who's the Overwatch dude? I can't remember. Frick, now you've like blocked me. Is it Hanzo? Is that his name? I don't know. Yep, later Nova. See you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I will hopefully either see you tomorrow or I stream on Tuesdays on the Pixologic ZBrush channel at 6 p.m. EST. Hanzo. Yes, Hanzo. That is his name. What was I saying? Hosno? I don't know. I've been staring at this monitor too long. I need to get away. All right. I'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.